One. So today I'm going to talk about the principal difference between some plants that are commonly mistaken as Monstera deliciosa. So the picture that you see on the screen right now, this is the actual Monstera deliciosa. I haven't been able to get it from any of the Indian nurseries because they have sold all the other kinds of plants in the name of Monstera deliciosa. I had a small Monstera deliciosa, but it got root rotten because I had repotted it with Monstera borsigiana. The name is very difficult to pronounce. So, what happens is this has a very large leaf structure. So, it's very symmetrical. You can see that the shape of the leaves are very uniform. Like they come in this shape like this. They're very uniform. The cut work is very uniform here. So, that's why they are the most attractive of plants. But there are other plants that look like this, but they are not Monstera deliciosa. So if we go to another, this is the plant that I have. This is the plant that was sold to me by the nursery as Monstera deliciosa, but it's actually Monstera borsigiana. That is the name. This looks a lot like Monstera deliciosa, but they are not Monstera deliciosa. Their leaves are much smaller and they don't have that kind of cut work. So their leaves don't grow as wide. So they stay like this smaller beetle leaf kind of shape, but they don't grow as good a cut work, or they don't. Their leaves don't grow as large as Monstera deliciosa grows. So Monstera deliciosa leaves will grow very wide very fast. That is how you'll know that it's not Monstera borsigiana, but it's Monstera deliciosa. This was sold to me as Monstera deliciosa in a nursery. So I'll go to the next one. This is also sold in nurseries as Monstera and whatnot. So this is actually Rhaphidophora tetrasperma actually. So these are small leaves which have cutwork, but they also do have that, they have smaller leaves, and they are vining plants and they have this cutwork, but their cutwork is like this as shown in the picture. So this is Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. So another plant, another way, see this is how it looks in the jungle actually. You can find, if you go to the mountains, you can find and spot a lot of Rhaphidophoras and Epipremnums, Epipremnum actually. I'll show that to you next as well. So this is also another form of Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. So these are very common houseplants. They look very beautiful. I want to acquire one of them as well. But usually, even there's a confusion here as well. There's another plant. So this plant is Epipremnum pinnatum. So I'm not sure if I'm spelling it correctly, but this is commonly sold. So this is very commonly found in jungles. So what nurseries do is they just cut a branch of this and sell it here in the name of Rhaphidophora or Monstera deliciosa. They say a lot of things, but this has very long leaves. So you see the difference between this and the earlier one was that there is this has shorter leaves and this one had longer leaves. So that was the difference actually. So this one has longer leaves, the other one has shorter leaves. So the longer leaves is Epipremnum pinnatum. The shorter leaves is Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. The large Monstera deliciosa is basically the beautiful cutwork leaves that is there. And the small Monstera that is sold as Monstera deliciosa is Monstera borsigiana. These are very interchanged very often. So, and then people think that okay, this is not going to be as they expected to be Monstera deliciosa. So actually, because nurseries often sell different kinds of plants, they just pick up the plants without knowing which plant it is, and they sell it. So hopefully this is helpful in comparison in terms of what plant to order. So the next time you visit a nursery, just look out for this, and you can call the bluff that okay, this is not Monstera deliciosa. You can actually identify Monstera deliciosa properly. Uh, Sometimes they do sell Monstera deliciosa, smaller ones. So you can identify with the leaf structure. If it's very symmetrical cut work, you'll get to identify that. If it looks like Monstera, but you're confused very much, the leaves are smaller, but you can't really say whether the cutwork is symmetrical or not. It's like grouping like this. So then understand that it's Monstera borsigiana, not Monstera deliciosa, because they show cutwork very early. It's not like they don't grow without. The smaller leaves of Monstera deliciosa will not have a single cutwork, but if they have a cutwork, they will have such a symmetrical cutwork that you will realize that that is the case. So